Okay. Okay, looks good. I think we can get started.
Aloha mai kako. Good morning, everyone. The hybrid meeting of the Cultural Resource Commission will now come to order. Quorum has been established with, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct?
Six.
Sorry, 6 members in attendance. Today is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025, and it is 10:03 a.m. Pursuant to Act 220, Sessions Law of Hawaii 2021, which amended the Sunshine Law to allow meetings to be remotely conducted online effective January 1st, 2022, the Cultural Resource Commission will host a hybrid meeting of online and in-person participants. An in-person location has been identified on the agenda for the public to provide testimony on agenda items and to view the meeting. This meeting can also be viewed live online. A link to the YouTube live stream is provided on the county website. The video recording will remain on the YouTube channel for those who are not able to watch it live. Reports and surveys reviewed during the hearing are available on the county website. Commissioners, please be reminded that only one person may speak at a time. Raise your hand to be recognized if you have a question or a comment. Commissioners, please introduce yourselves and report if others are present at your location. I'm Matthew Clark. I am the chair of the Cultural Resource Commission. I am alone in my office today. Scott, do you want to go?
Yep, Scott Mahoney, Commissioner. I'm home alone too.
Kealoha.
Aloha, good morning. My name is Kealoha Kini. I'm alone in my office.
Ku'ule.
Aloha mai, I'm Ku'ule Keakealani. I'm home alone.
Janet.
Hi, I'm Janet Six, and I'm alone in my office.
And Natalie.
Aloha kako, Natalie Kurishima. I'm also alone.
And then CRC staff joining us today are Kevin's not here, but Kim Tanaka, planner, Ashley DeVera, board secretary, and Jean Campbell, deputy corporation counsel. Pursuant to HRS 92.3, interested persons who want to provide oral testimony may do so either at the beginning of the meeting when the board takes public statements on the agenda or immediately before the specific agenda item is called. Staff, please indicate if there are any members of the public wishing to provide testimony online or in person.
There are no testifiers today.
Okay. No testifiers. Are there any announcements or updates from commissioners not related to decision-making business items? Okay. I guess we move on to administrative matters and approval of minutes from December 11th, 2024 meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the Cultural Resources Commission meeting held on December 11th, 2024? Anyone?
I move that we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay. It was moved by Commissioner Six and seconded by Commissioner Keakealani. Any discussion? No. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay. Minutes are approved as circulated. Looks like the business today is the election of the chair and vice chair of the Cultural Resource Commission for the year 2025. And I should note that current vice chair, Natalie Kurishima, and also Commissioner Mahoney, their terms expired at the end of December of last year, but they have graciously agreed to hold over for 90 days until March of 2025 until a replacement is nominated. So nominations for chair and vice chair? Anyone?
Chair Clark, would you be willing to continue to be chair this next year? You're doing a great job.
I am willing, but if anyone else would like to be chair, I am more than happy to step aside.
Anyone want to be chair or vice chair?
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I don't spend enough time working on this, and I would love to spend more time, but I'm happy to continue with being chair for now.
Thank you.
Jean, do we need a second on that and then a roll call vote?
I think we need a nomination
do.
and a second.
I nominate Chair Clark to continue to chair the Cultural Resources Commission.
I'll second.
Okay, we have Commissioner Kirishima has nominated me to serve as chair, and that was seconded by Commissioner Mahoney. Any discussion or comments? Okay, staff roll call, please.
Sure. Commissioner Kurashima,
Aye.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Aye.
Commissioner Kealani,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinney,
Aye.
Commissioner Six,
Aye.
and Chair Clark.
I guess that's
Motion
appropriate.
motion is passed unanimously.
Okay, and now is there anyone who would like to be vice chair? We'll have to nominate somebody. I know Natalie's only got 3 more months. And Scott, I think you're also out because of the 3 months.
Yeah.
So I guess we have 3 choices at hand, unless we can vote for someone who is not here as well. And I think that happened. I think we voted Natalie in, and then I ended up being chair last time.
I'd like to nominate Desmond Almeida.
Do I have a second for that nomination?
I'll second that nomination.
Okay. Any other nominations? Since he can't speak for himself, no. Okay, so it was moved by Commissioner Mahoney and seconded by Commissioner Kinney that Commissioner Desmond Halmea be vice chair for the year 2025. Any discussion or comments? Okay, staff roll call, please.
Okay, great. Commissioner Mahoney,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinney,
Aye.
Commissioner Kealani,
Aye.
Commissioner Kurashima,
Aye.
Commissioner Six,
Aye.
and Chair Clark.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I do think we should give Desmond a chance to at the next meeting to let him know, and if he really feels like he can't serve in the position, maybe we can talk about that then.
Yes, I was going to jump in and say, you know, obviously this is the danger of missing a meeting is you get nominated and voted in, but he will be given the opportunity to accept or decline. And if he does decline, then at the next meeting, you can try again.
Okay, that works. Okay, planning department, staff and project updates. Any?
Yep, just to reiterate what's already said, Commissioner Kurashima and Commissioner Mahoney, their terms have expired as of December 31st of last year. But they have graciously agreed to hold over for 90 days or until a new replacement is nominated, whichever comes first. So which leaves us with 2 vacancies, and right now there are no updates on recruitment for new members. And Ashley is working with Micah Alameda on that at the mayor's office. And so if you have anyone who you might think would be willing or that may be able to serve on the CRC, then please reach out to them and have them either contact us or just go online and submit their application. And then other than that, we are asking for you folks to consider any goals and priorities that you may want to tackle over the next 4 years. So if you have any ideas or thoughts on that, then just email the CRC staff and we can get that on the agenda.
Would we be able to discuss this a little bit since we don't have anything on the meeting? Can we discuss as commissioners now?
Sure.
I think it's good if we have meetings. You know, last year we canceled several meetings because there was nothing on the agenda. I mean, should we hold meetings even if there's nothing on the agenda, and maybe we could schedule trainings from different commissioners or invite people to talk, or you know, update on projects we're working on. I'm not sure what's appropriate, but I think if we know ahead of time there's nothing, we can reach out and maybe schedule something for the meetings. So that's something everyone would like to see. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of nodding. I agree with that. And then, you know, in the past we did have subcommittees. I think the subcommittees have kind of disbanded. I know everyone's very busy and finding time to do things, but you know, I think maybe something we can think about too is goals for these next 4 years or the next year, and maybe if there are things that we feel are important and we want to set up new subcommittees or work towards specific things, maybe there's something we can put on the agenda for next meeting and come back with some ideas to, you know, as Kim mentioned, help them formulate these schedules and you know, come up with topics we think are important. You know, I know the county's doing a lot of great stuff that maybe not everyone's knows about, and we can provide updates on that, or we can bring up topics we're concerned about and just be a little more proactive perhaps as a commission. Okay, any other discussion? Anyone else want to add anything to that?
I have my hand up.
Oh, hi Janet, sorry I didn't see.
Hi. You know, as I mentioned, I'm the county archaeologist for the County of Maui, and I have been working with training public works, planning, and parks about what archaeology is, how to work with SHPD. So if there's something, and I had discussed this with former Mayor Roth, about doing something like that for the county, and I already have existing PowerPoints. So just basically, Matt, you know, archaeology 101, what does a monitor do? When do you need, you know, SHPD review and that kind of thing, because I think there's at least at Maui County level, a lot of confusion and a lot of sending things to SHPD that may not need to go to SHPD. So, and the other thing I was thinking about maybe reaching out to Iolani Kauhane, who has no longer with SHPD but with Noho Papa, to maybe be a commissioner, but I'll put that in writing to Micah Alameda. So maybe some kind of training for even the public, you know. And then the other thing that I'm passionate about is remote sensing. I'm taking a drone class at Hawaiʻi Community College to get certified for drones, but I see a real need for remote sensing because drones don't have an agenda. They just map in sites. So anyway, those things that I might be able to help discuss with. So just let me know. Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. I know Hilo is actually really upping their ability to do that kind of stuff, and Ryan Peroy has been doing a good job with that.
I'm getting a LiDAR drone, Matt. So I'm doing the certification with the Hawaiʻi Community College because, you know, every time we can identify sites that, you know, not necessarily always, you know, trying to do a pedestrian survey over rugged terrain, a LiDAR drone can map down to 5 centimeters. So for me, and then you can ground truth. So the idea of discussing what remote sensing can and can't do, because there is an idea that there's a silver bullet for everything, and there isn't. Ground penetrating radar doesn't work in every soil type or every terrain. So what is the best practices? So something like that. That's something I've been working on with as member of the OEB division at Maui County, and I'm happy to share any of the trainings that we're working on with the county, you know, public works and stuff. Thanks.
Great. Sounds like we'll be tapping you on the shoulder for one of these meetings with nothing on the agenda. Anyone else want to add anything?
Yeah, I had something, Matt.
Yep, go ahead.
I was wondering if there was any interest in as a commission, maybe coming up with some policy recommendations or like maybe a white paper of some kind. I'm thinking about the topic of intention, for example, and helping to kind of detail that for some of these developers in a more intimate way to help educate them. Perhaps thinking about some of the success stories, I guess, if we could think of some, where the mitigations that developers did, really like had that right intention of trying to balance development and cultural resources. And then also perhaps some cases where it didn't go so well. And I think something like that might be useful not only to developers, but also to the general public as well, in how they might think about these different developments and how they could go or how they could go good or bad. And I wonder if the commission would want to kind of work on something like that, like a little white paper of sorts, drawing from our experience and
I think that's a great idea. And working as an archaeologist, I would love to have where developers are like, oh, the county expects these things, or these are guidelines that the CRC has put there, and they at least have them ahead of time to consider, so that they're not like, you're not the only one saying, hey, you gotta be careful here. And it would be great to have that. I think that should go on the next agenda, and maybe we can set up some sort of subcommittee or something to do that. Janet, go ahead.
Again, I'm been working with, in Lahaina Fire, we had cultural monitors similar to the ones they had for the rail on Oahu, which it is not a SHPD mandate, but we are now working on with Shaw, the Society for Hawaiian Archaeology, on doing a cultural archaeological monitor hybrid training. They have a training program for Washington State and Oregon State, so we're using that as a model so that we could come up with archaeological monitors that are also trained in basic cultural understandings, because as we know, especially on Maui with the Lahaina Fire, they're bringing people in from the mainland that have no concept. So maybe having like the intention that Commissioner Kinney talked about, and also using some of this training that we are already working on at the OEB division with Shaw, with Dr. Lebo, with SHPD, that maybe that could be something that could be shared, because we want to make it statewide so that anyone can go online and go through this training. And we're having different professionals do different, like Tanya Lee Gregg from INA is going to do the mapping section. Peter Mills is going to do, I think, lithics and the EDXRF. We're trying to look for professionals to train in the modules, and then it would be an online, on-demand course. And when you finish, you would get a certificate that would allow you to work as both someone who's an archaeological monitor. Obviously, you need the background in archaeology, but as also having cultural training, because I think there's a disconnect there in just watching the work in Lahaina.
Yeah, thank you. Commissioner.
Not to always be referencing Maui, sorry, but we have a lot of this going on. So I love the idea of the white paper. I'm happy to help on that. And any kind of training, that's my forte. So please tap me on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the cultural monitoring is a big thing, and it's not the SHP can't require that. That's usually on the county, honestly, to require for projects. So that's a good thing to bring up.
And also just having developers understand, don't design your development before you understand what's there. They're always putting the horse before the cart. Like if you can do an accurate survey, say a LiDAR survey, and then plan accordingly versus trying to force your will on the landscape, which time and money, if they don't care about cultural resources, they generally care about time and money. And so that's how I often have to sell it, is that I can save you time and money if you do your due diligence prior to designing this hideous thing and plunking it on a inappropriate landscape.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kealani, see your hand up.
Mahalo. Kako opiha. I definitely support all of the thoughts that have been brought up thus far. I would just like to add one more thing, is there's nothing like being out on Aina. And So perhaps I lift this as a suggestion. If we don't meet like this, maybe we could select some sites and however we do the choosing, but sites that'll help us Maupopo get a better understanding of what's there on the landscape. There's no better teacher besides kupuna, but Aina is kupuna too. So I would just love to have opportunities to be out and about and walk Aina and have us do that perhaps some of the time. Huaka'i is also is wonderful. And then I think to ho'onui ike, mahuahua ike, to increase our knowledge on the different moku districts, pana, apela valeaku. And perhaps that we could schedule different folks, right? We know Kanaka of different ahupua of different moku. And if it was a half hour, whatever can be done. If it's virtual like this, then maikai that if we have no agenda item, but we can schedule somebody from Hamakua.
Mhm.
And we get to learn a little bit more about Hamakua from a kama, a kupa'ai of Hamakua. That would be lovely. And that we can just continue to ho'onui ike of these places that may at some point be on our agenda, or even if not, right? It's I think good for us to hele ma'a at least know something. Hamakua kihiloa. And olalo no of a particular moku or kana, kalana, any of our traditional land system units. But anyway, oia no ko'u mana'o, mahalo ihola.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. I would love to get out there too. And I think we'll need to talk with Gene and Kevin about what's permitted. I know there's only certain numbers when we're not on these meetings, but I know we discussed options of having meetings outdoors, and there's ways to do it. And I think we can set that up in the future.
Yeah, so I'll jump in just to give everybody a quick update on that. So obviously you can form your permitted interaction groups, which is up to as many people up to one below your quorum, which I believe for you is 4, I think.
Five is, yeah.
It can go out together and do something. If you want to all go together or take, more than your quorum or more, then you actually need to hold the meeting at that place, which is fine. Although the one thing that I believe that the commission talked about a couple of years ago was sometimes you are wanting to go to places that are particularly sensitive and maybe shouldn't be open to the public. And that's where this gets tricky because your meetings are open to the public. And so I would offer that maybe if you want to do huaka'i and get out to these places, choose ones that the landowners obviously need to be agreeable and you are not inviting the public into a space that shouldn't necessarily be open to the public. But there are, as Matt said, there are ways to do it. It's a little bit tricky, but it is possible. But I love the ideas that you guys are throwing around of working together to develop training, to invite experts in to educate everyone. I think it'll be fascinating. So I hope you do that. Thanks.
Thanks, Gene. Yeah, I agree. I would love to, if we don't have anything on the agenda, maybe we set up a meeting where we can all get together. And I would love to see all of you in person and interact with the INA, as you were saying. I did notice that Desmond joined us. Desmond, congratulations. You were elected vice chair earlier in the meeting. You do get a chance to accept or not. But yes, you were nominated and we all voted for you. So go ahead.
That's my punishment for being tardy.
Yes, that came up actually, but you can accept or you can decline. So that is up to you.
I think it's an honor and comes with great respect to be vice chair, and I accept.
We appreciate it. That's why we voted for you.
Yeah, Kale probably had the idea for that one. But I just timed on, but I from what I'm hearing, if I could share, that there's a the manao is to huakai hoi. Nana ike kumu, olelo no e au, you know. But so I can offer everyone here and their families that with as guests of the Order of Kamehameha Ekahi, that we pane e lono ika makahiki at the first rising of the day. We could all go to Kumukahi and go to the heiau that I built several years ago. Scott Mahoney was there when we built a lele with all the children from Puna. And following that, we can do protocols there and rituals there. And then go to Kahuvai. And they have a meeting there. We can also, I suggest we do a retreat. And, you know, we can sleep 20 people there. You know, have breakfast and then do some hana. There is a area there with it's over 100 years old. It's a burial site of our keiki that is in repair. And I don't know if you're familiar with Kahuvai. I'm sure Ku'ule is. With one of our members, Keone, Kumu Keone Kalave. Something like that, or go to Kukuihale in Koehai, visit with Makali'i. You know, there's so many places we can go to. Even go to Miloli'i, stay with my family down there. Or we just go Waimea to Scott Mahoney's house. But if I'm in line with the conversation just being conducted now, I think it's something that's needed not only with our group here, but I think the state of Hawaii should embrace something like this, even the county, that we experience both sides of our culture, both the Western side and our traditional side. And what is really unique is because of our diverse ethnic population in Hawaii, it's not only about Hawaiians anymore, right? It's about our Filipinos, our Japanese, our Portuguese, everybody, because everything we do does affect everyone through a cultural Hawaiian, traditional Hawaiian view. But it includes all of our keiki, and that's, you know, I'm an advocate for our keiki, our children. So I just want to throw it out there. Deposit $150 into my account, and I'll earn. No, I'm just joking. It's a new year. I mean, the new year has started so. Oh man, it's the year of the snake, and we surely getting bitten by that snake with the loss of a child and fireworks, and you know, we just gotta open up with Pule and stay open in Pule, and just, you know, just embrace everyone in love and aloha. Vice Chair, yeah. Lunch. We go meet at Tishima's in Kona next meeting. Sorry. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm a little grouchy right now. But mahalo, thank you for the support. Yeah, should be interesting with the new administration. Do we have to talk about TMT? Oh, sorry. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, mahalo ke ako.
Oh, sorry, Commissioner Mahoney, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think with the discussion about Huakai and the rules that govern such a meeting, I think might be important, or at least educational for us to maybe with Gene or conducting at least the sunshine laws and stuff like that to refresh us all on those different types of things that are going to affect us in our decisions.
Yeah, I would be happy to put together a short training on sunshine and Robert's rules and the likes. We can definitely put that on the next agenda where we have, you know, half an hour or so, 20 minutes maybe even. I'll keep it short, but yeah, happy to do that.
All right, thank you.
Hello. Anyone else?
I just wanted to add to that. Am I still just, you know, just what Gene said is I think it's really nice to go someplace where we can relax and not be so formal here, but address all of our concerns, what Gene would present in a more free flowing conversation and you know, Something like that's what I'm thinking anyway.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone have anything to add to the conversation? I think Kim and Kevin, they'll kind of put these thoughts together for us, and I think we can have a discussion and maybe get some of this on the agenda even for next month, you know, especially the sunshine law, stuff like that, and some updates. And perhaps if we can get some suggestions for places where we could meet, we can set that up for one of these near future ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, I realized that I forgot to ask for a pule in the beginning. Would that be appropriate now? Desmond, would you mind doing that?
You know, in Pule, we it's like aloha is not saying goodbye. We say ahui ho. So we want to stay open in Pule, especially the way the year started. And I think Gifo's already opened up with Pule by attending this meeting and looking at things through a cultural view. So, you know, mahalo ke akoa for this time together, for this space and time. And I mean, it's such a dynamic group that I get to work with. You know, I really honor everyone here and respect, and, you know, just remain ke akoa built in every level of your spirituality. You know, I always say religion separates us, but the spirituality of Aina, of the air, of the fire, of the oceans, you know, that's the one that binds us, because we understand who we are, regardless of our ethnic background. We honor each other because of aloha, and we honor Ke Akua for that. So, you know, help us to remember, help us to heal, and help us to be one with Akua. Amen. So I move that we have lunch at Shima's. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that does conclude our business. So I can close this meeting out, but mahalo everyone, and we'll work on implementing some of these for the next meeting and making this a good year, and we'll hopefully get a couple of nominations to unfortunately replace Natalie and Scott. This concludes the items on this agenda. Can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I make a motion to keep Scott and Kule on the board on the commission. That's my motion, because this is such a dynamic group we have here. I hate to lose this continuity, and it's really a good group we have. Good gang. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm on, Uncle. I think it's Natalie and Scott would expired their time, but I'm on for the time.
Yeah. But like I said, we work in the Western rules, but we do have our traditional rules. So don't get me started on that. Okay. I move to adjourn.
Can I get a second for that, please?
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay. I have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Haumea, seconded by Commissioner Kirishima. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Mahalo. Hui ho.
Uiho aku.
Uiho.
Mahalo.
Thanks, everybody.